So, just so you know, I understand a lot of Polish, not fluent. So when she talks really fast, forget about it. My full name is Mikolaj Rej. My grandfather was Mikołaj Rej as well. He was the first one into the United States. My mother was born in Poland. My father was born in the United States as well. But what's interesting is, so my father was Józef Mikolaj. My grandfather was Mikołaj. My great-grandfather was Vicente. My great-great-grandfather was Mikołaj. My great-great-great-grandfather was Mikołaj. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was Mikołaj. So the name sticks, and there's other names in between. But my father was born in the United States, and he said, my son is going to be an American. And my father had me at 51 years old. I was the only child. So for my father, he, like my grandfather came here over 100 years ago. So at that time, he worked on the railroad. And on the railroad, when he came here, if an Irish guy was hiring, he only hired Irish people. If a German guy was hiring, he only hired German people. So at the time, it was bad to be Polish. So they spoke Polish at home, Polish culture at home. Outside, they want to be American, to assimilate with everybody. So my first trip to Poland was 1984. I was 4 years old, and I knew a lot of Polish, but my mother was teaching me secretly when my father was not home. And when my father found out, when I started speaking to him in Polish, he goes, "This is it." And what's funny is, I didn't know I was a count or hrabia until later in my life. But when I would do something bad, or I got too confident, my mother would go, "Ugh, hrabia." And I go, "What does that mean?" And she goes, "Bad word, bad word, bad word." So, you know, I'm so proud for Krisha and Kazmira running this school. One, to keep my family's legacy going, but you know, I'm going to learn Polish at some point. If I ever have kids, my kids are just going to know Polish. But it's so important to preserve our language. And I should mention, by the way, because my mother was born in Poland, I've always considered myself Polish American. But in August, I went to Poland for my 5th time. In October, I went my 6th time. And right before I went in August, I applied for my Polish citizenship. In November, I got a letter. It was postmarked in November. I didn't receive it till December. I am now equally Polish and American citizen. And there's this piece of paper with this stamp with the Polish eagle, and I was by myself, and I had tears in my eyes, and I knew I was going to get it. I'm very involved in the Polish community throughout the world, and I knew I was going to get this citizenship. I mean, my mother was born in Poland. There's no problem for me to get it, not to mention my family. But actually getting this piece of paper meant every single person in my family, going back to before Poland existed, Slavic tribe. My family were powerful princes, like 900s. Everybody except for my father was technically a Polish citizen, if you don't count when Poland technically wasn't a country. And to join everybody in that level was just very moving for me. So, for all these kids that are here, you better study really hard and learn your Polish, because when your parents try to talk about you, you'll be able to know. Because I had that disadvantage where I didn't know some of these things. So, learn all your words. But, you know, all the parents here, the grandparents here, you know, I know there's a lot of Polish schools in Chicago. And, you know, as the generations go on, people spread out more and more, and people marry not just Polish and other cultures, other heritages, and we start losing our identity. And I hope that this school can become, I don't know if there's a ranking or anything, but I hope we can grow this school, Mikolaj Rej Saturday School, Polish Saturday School, in larger numbers. If I can come here and help out with some fundraising ideas, I would love to do so. You know, I've got some different ideas, and I'm pretty connected. But anyway, I think they wanted me to mention a part of my trips, the last 2 trips to Poland. My family had a castle in Rzeszów, near Rzeszów and Torun, I think. I was in Kraków, Zakopane, Katowice, Wrocław, Warszawa. I mean, you name it, I was all over the place. Everything except for like Białystok, the northeast, in August. But my mother and father both passed away months apart, which left me no family left in the United States. And it got me very involved more in my culture and supporting Polish organizations throughout the United States. And something I hope that you guys could enjoy at some point soon, you guys 15 years from now maybe. I'm creating my own Polish beer in Poland, and it will be coming out in the next several months. It'll be called Spoko. And it's got a great logo. Got the trademark for it and everything. It's cool, I'll show you the logo. But I did bring for Kashmira, I brought a poster from my Mikolaj Rej's museum. I hope if you get a chance, when you go to Poland next time to stop by. It's a poster honoring the 500th anniversary of his birth on February 4th. I don't know if you guys are you guys doing anything for his birthday? It's Saturday, okay. So February 4th, unfortunately I won't be able to attend. There's an international Polonaise ball in Miami. By the way, if you didn't know, February 4th is also the birthday of Kosciuszko. Same February 4th. But Mikolaj Rej will be 512 years old coming up this February 4th. And ironically, by the way, my father was also born February 4th. But anyway, I brought that poster over here, and it was kind of funny. Alicia actually went with me, and we had a driver, and I said, please don't tell them who I am, when we went to the museum. And we walked around, there's dozens of people in and out walking around, and they have a little gift shop, and it looks like no one really buys anything. And I come in and I go, 10 of this, 10 of this, 20 of this, 10 of this, 10 of this. And, it was funny, there was this big bust of his face in the middle looking at his manor. And there are these families standing taking a picture, and I'm watching them. And the driver says to us, if they only knew who's looking at them. And just dozens of families coming in, and it's almost like Niagara Falls. If you ever go to Niagara Falls, people go for a half an hour to Niagara Falls and they leave Niagara Falls. Similar to this. People don't spend too much time there and then they leave. It's kind of out of the way. So, anyway, I also brought for Kashmira something very popular from Buffalo. And I still own the original property that my grandfather bought when he came here over 100 years ago. In Buffalo, some very famous candy is called sponge candy. It's a chocolate-covered, I can't really describe it, but Google it, sponge candy. So there's a milk chocolate version and a dark chocolate version. Unfortunately, I was actually thinking about trying to provide something for everybody, but I can only fit 50 pounds in a bag, and one of those boxes got crushed in my flight from an hour 20-minute flight from Buffalo to here this morning. So, but anyway, I'm not really sure if there's anything else you guys want me to say, but I just hope that you guys remain active in school. I hope some of these young kids, I hope you guys, when you guys have kids, you want to encourage them to continue this. Stay active in your Polish community, because I'm going to tell you, there's all these different heritages, and because there's no visa waiver in the United States for Poland, there's a lot of other ethnicities growing faster than Polish heritage. So it would be really great if, an advantage to you if you learned the Polish language, use that as on your resume when you get older for different job opportunities, because unfortunately my father was from a different era and he looked at Polish as being a disadvantage. Polish today is an advantage for all of us, and we need to stick together. I hope you guys continue, even when your kids or grandkids are done with the school. I hope you keep supporting their events. I don't know if there's a Mickiewicz school. I don't know if there's a descendant or a direct descendant of Mickiewicz comes there, but I don't even think he had kids because he was right.